Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwakwadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Group Stone Well, and the Akim pushing the words of Yahushua, his gospel and his prophecies out there in highways and byways. Brother Menashe DC Camp with another short lesson. So I got a quick excerpt from a video Elam, mocking Esau according to prophecy. There's nothing Esau can do to upset the judgments of the Lord Yahbashim Al Shai. Alright, so I'm just gonna move it down to 7, see how it goes. Because this stuff likes to act funny anyway, but no big deal. So I'm just gonna pull it up real quick. Alright, so here it is.
این روزها نمایشگاه ملکه کشتیربا به همت بنیاد فرهنگی روایت فتح در مجتمع فرهنگی و هنری اسوه برپاست. این نمایشگاه شامل 40 کارتون و کاریکاتور از 14 هنرمند متعهد متخصص است که موضوع دزدی دریایی دولت خبیث انگلیس از نفتکش ایرانی خواهد پرداخت.
ماهیت ذلت دشمن رو، ذلت انگلیس رو
And that's a beautiful thing, says the essence of the English enemy's humiliation in the recent events. Alright, so it's all part of prophecy, so it says Ezekiel chapter 22 verse 5, just like our people were mocked by these nations, these Edomites, especially America and our allies, will be mocked too. So you know how it is, man. The Anglo-American Empire is just another offshoot of Esau's power structure. Alright, so they're gonna go down too, whether they like it or not. So it's all parts of the Lord's plan. Alright, so it says, those that be near and those that be far from thee shall mock thee, which art infamous and much vexed. Alright, so America is gonna be mocked, on different levels, man. You're gonna see it in the newspapers, on the internet, and all the posters and signs you see on the streets, people making vlogs and all that stuff. So it's all parts of the Lord Yahbashim Shai paying back Esau for what he's done to his people, the apple of his eye, the nation of Israel, alright, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, alright. So that's how Esau is going to know that his end is drawing near when all these nations start to taunt him, alright, because Esau has behaved himself proudly against the Lord Yahbashim Shai, and the Lord Yahbashim Shai has a reward for him. And then when you read Revelation chapter 1 and 2, it says, and I stood upon the sea, upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, alright, having 7 heads and 10 horns. That's the EU and NATO, okay, and upon his horn 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. That's the Greek Empire, alright. And his feet were as the feet of a bear, represent the Russian, the Russian Empire, the Eastern bloc of Esau's power structure. That's Russia, and his mouth, as the mouth of a lion. That's the United Kingdom, alright, the Empire of England, alright. And that's what you see in the caricature when you have all these cartoonists and artists making mockery of the UK and America. So that's what the Lord Yahbashim Asari has allowed to happen, alright. The Most High, authorized it, so it's gonna happen, okay. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So that's what you're gonna see in these last days, man. More mockery. You're gonna see more mockery of Esau in these last days. So they depict the English Empire as a fox, all right, operating as a pirate. The nose is on fire, the tail is on fire, and then you see across the water You see its ship with its flag flying, and the so-called Union Jack, and then you see the patrol boat of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, and then you see the helicopter,
رزمندگان
and then you see the
جبهه
fox being used as bait by the soldier, you know, in the Persian Gulf. So
مقاومت رو ما کاملا میتونیم در واقع در این نمایشگاه مشاهده بکنیم.
این نمایشگاه در سرت برآمده حقایق
yeah,
دزدی
so
دریایی که
that's what
عیسی
you're
با
gonna see in
زبان
these last days, man. More enmity between the Anglo-American Empire and the other empires upon the face of the earth. All right, but mostly it's gonna be between the kingdom of Edom and the kingdom of Persia. All right, so it's gonna be so messed up, you know. It's gonna be crazy because that's basically one of the last puzzle pieces that Esau has to go after. But the most High is using them as bait. So once America goes over there into Iran, that's it, man. That's the end.
جهانی کاریکاتور تحت عنوان نمایشگاه ملکه کشتیربا بیان کند. هنر یکی از ابزارهای مهم و حیاتی در انتقال مفاهیم و اتفاقات جامعه است و هنرمند متعهد و انقلابی
And that's a good example right there. And then when you go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verses 5 and 6. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine. Okay, he's drunk in his philosophy, his mindset, his ideologies. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, so that's what Esau's all about: controlling the people, monitoring them, you know, taking taking pains, great pains, to hold them down, to oppress them. All right, because that's how Esau's able to stay on top, by keeping other nations down, by destroying their economies, destroying their infrastructure, you know, going against them militarily, using all types of attacks, cyber attacks, biological warfare, propaganda, all right, sanctions and embargoes, all right. So in verse 6 it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. All right, so that's the point. And then read verse 7. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and take and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? So that's what's coming to America, man, especially Esau, man. All right, upon the face of the earth. So the controversy that Lord Yahweh has with Esau is a serious one, because Lord Yahweh is going to hold Esau accountable for every crime he's committed against the nation of Israel, against the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And Esau's upset about it, but hey, he could apologize for all he wants, but the Lord Yahweh is going to make him pay daily. All right, it's going to make him pay severely. All right, so this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 10. And Chaldea, code word for America, shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kwakodash, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O destroyers of mine heritage. All right, and that's one thing Esau doesn't want to address, that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, all right, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. All right, and the scripture talks about when Esau is about to fill his belly, the Lord Yahweh shall rain snares upon him, and that's the time we're coming into, the hour that we're coming into. All right, then it says in verse 12, your mother shall be so confounded. All right, that's the United Kingdom, because America is an offshoot, a product of the United Kingdom. All right, she that bear ye shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. And that's America's destiny, according to the Holy Scriptures, according to the words of the Lord Yahweh Shai. And then you look at the ship, you know, You see,
نیز وسیله هنر
you
می
see
تواند
how
مواضع
America and the UK have been depicted, as criminals with their hands up, you know, being under arrest. So that's what the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is going to do in these last days, man. It's going to put an end to Esau's tyranny upon the face of the earth. And they're going to go into captivity.
انقلابی خود را نسبت به اعتقادات تعهدات خود به صورت بین‌المللی مطرح کند. در مورد همین نمایشگاه ما یه کارهایی کردیم که این مقصد جوانایی که کاریکاتوریست بیاد اینا رو ببینن کاراشون رو آشنا بشن. اقدامات اخیر دولت انگلیس در رو بودن توقیف کشتی نفتکش متعلق به جمهوری اسلامی ایران دلیلی شد تا حوزه هنری و هنرمندان انقلابی وارد عمل شوند و با استفاده از هنر کاریکاتور اعتراض خود را به دولت انگلیس نشان دهند.
من توی این نمایشگاه 3 تا کاریکاتور دارم که در واقع ملکه انگلیس رو طراحیش کردم که با یک ولع خاصی نفت ایران رو توی جامش ریخته و در واقع مثل یک ملکه نفتخوار داره نفت میخوره. در واقع مثلا انگلیسی ها از 70 سال پیش 1329 که با نهضت ملی شدن نفت دستشون از نفت ایران کوتاه شد.
And that's a history right there, man. So they're not happy with Esau. So we're just gonna leave it there at that, Hakim. So hope you've been edified. There's so much we need to cover according to the scriptures, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. So other one writers Lord Yahweh Shema Shai will bless us with more knowledge, wisdom, understanding to preach His gospel. And that's about it there, Hakim. So just pray the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai grants you opportunity to do His work, and finds you faithful in these last days to be saved, to receive salvation from the enemies. Shalom.